Hello everybody. Uh, Today I'm going to show how I repair paint chips on my BMW 328. This is an Alpine White color code 300, and I'm going to use two products. First product I'm going to use is this one. I'm not sure if you can see it. It is the touch-up paint for the BMW. It has both a base coat and a clear coat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use those two, but I'm also going to use this product as well. And it's called Langka Blob Eliminator. The idea is you first apply the base coat, that's this one, and you make like sort of a blob, and then once that blob is there, or just enough to fill in the gap, then you wait for it to dry, sometimes 2 hours to 24 hours, and then you use this Langka stuff to flatten the surface of the paint so it's nice and smooth. Once that's done, then I will apply the clear coat into the onto the paint, and so hopefully the repair is nice and smooth. This is the paint chip in question that I will be attempting to repair. It's pretty sizable, and first I clean it with some rubbing alcohol. So I've already cleaned it with rubbing alcohol, or actually I use throttle body intake cleaner. It usually evaporates nice and smooth. I cleaned it up, and now I'm going to apply some touch-up paint from the BMW clear coat. No, sorry, BMW base coat. So I'm using a toothpick because I don't want too much of a blob. So this is literally, and my goal here is to fill in the gaps. That's it. The applicator brush is too coarse, and I am attempting to repair this with just a toothpick. And I also want a sizable amount. When I'm doing this, I'm also looking side to side, and it's a little bit shallow, so I'm going to add a little bit more paint with my toothpick. So it looks like I'm going to wait for this to dry, and I'm going to keep applying more and more coats until I have a nice blob. This is time consuming, but so this has maybe been 5 or so, maybe 10 minutes drying. I'm going to add some more with the Q-tip. So let's see. Oop. See. And like I said, I actually want a sort of a blob, because I'm going to use the Langka stuff to smooth this over. I'm also using the excessive blob somewhat in other pits. Alright, so we'll wait for some time. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wait for this to dry, and if it's an appropriate blobbiness, I'm going to smooth it down with the Langka, and then I'll show you that. Alright, so now I'm going to wait for this to dry. Once it is dried, I'm going to smooth it down with Langka, and then after that I'm going to finish off with the clear coat that comes with the packet from BMW. Alright, well, this is now about 3 hours later, and there's still a slight divot. So if I tried smoothing this, it wouldn't be, it's not a blob enough. I want a big size blob because I want to have enough paint so that there is a blob and I can go down. So you can see I barely use the touch-up paint. Alright, that's a good sized blob. Just trying to make it. And the reason I'm doing this again is so when I use the Langka, it will smooth it completely down. So that's another coat. I'll have to wait another couple more hours. So this is the second day. I've just allowed it to dry. I think it's now thick enough so that when I put the Langka, it'll be a nice smooth finish. So I'm gonna use like an old sock that's got a hole in it. I don't care about it, so I'm gonna use that as a cleaning surface when there's a card. So you take a card, just wrap the sock in it or something like that. Then you take a little bit of this Langka stuff and apparently just dab it right there. And now you're supposed to work the Langka into the paint and make it flush with the surface. That's what I'm gonna do now. I'm just doing a back and forth kind of motion. So, so now I have used the Langka for it's about at least 20 minutes or so of slowly by slowly, drop by drop, smoothing it with the card and the sock, and it's come to this point. So it's as good as it's gonna get. I've tried to make it as flush as possible. This is not as good as a repaint, but it does cover, like from a distance you can't even really see it per se, but as close as I can get without doing a real, repaint. So after Langka, now you use the, you'll see the touch-up clear coat stick, and again, I'm just going to, this is just now, the thing is the paint will come off. So the clear coat, the idea here now is just to seal it. I would like to mention that I've used the clear coat and I added a little bit of the Langka stuff again, and that actually helps smoothen over any of the bumps that the clear coat actually created. Hopefully I didn't rub off too much of the clear coat with the Langka, but it cleaned up the bubbleness that the clear coat created. So it's a little bit more smoother. So yeah, I think this Langka stuff is great. If you like this video, please like or share this, and thank you very much.